Hi, this is Sandy from Simply Crafty SVGs, and today I will show you how to assemble the haunted hearse. We'll start by folding the large hearse one piece. Fold the sides up, and you'll see that the tires kind of jut out in the bottom. I'm just showing you how that's going to come together here. That's why we're folding them up. Then we'll fold the front windshield hood piece as shown. Then we're going to attach the tab of the windshield hood piece underneath the front edge of the large hearse piece. We're going to add it to the bottom portion of the box, lining up that tab fold with the edge. Then I just flip it over to apply some pressure. Then I'm just flipping this over just to make sure the tires are clear. The tab was clear of the tires. Now we'll assemble the back bumper. You'll want to glue the larger tabs to the sides of the box first, and you'll do that on either side. And then to make the top of the bumper, you'll want to glue those other two tabs downward on the side. And all the tabs that we fold over and glue onto the sides will eventually be hidden by the side panels. So it does make it easier. It makes the box stronger as well, the way we're folding it. Next, we'll finish attaching the front windshield hood piece from earlier. And we're going to add glue to each of the side tabs and glue to the outside of the hearse, starting from the front bumper up. It is very important to line up the edges with the tab folds, and this is just to make sure that each piece fits correctly. Then you'll continue to glue the hood on with the side tabs, making sure each section is dry and secured before continuing. I usually fold over each tab and then just rub it and hold it for a couple moments, probably a bit longer than I need to, because I want to make sure it's secure before I move on. And then finally we'll fold over and attach the tiny little tabs to the edges of the windshield. I had to make them a little smaller due to the openings, but if you take the time, make sure they're secure before you move on to the next step. This is what it looks like once it's complete. And now we're going to add the roof portion. Now what I do is I take a pen and I curl it just a little bit. We want it to curl a little bit both ways. It's a little bowed when it's on the top and also lengthwise. So first, it kind of messes up a little bit, but what you want to do is add glue to all the tabs on the front windshield edge. So we want to attach to the top of the windshield first on those 5 tabs. Reach under to secure each of the tabs to the roof piece one by one. I usually go over a few times to make sure it is all secured. And then this will anchor the roof to glue it to the side tabs. Fold in all the tabs on the sides to get it ready to adhere the roof. Starting at the windshield, add glue to about 3 tabs at a time. Line up the edge of the roof to the tab folds and gently secure each tab underneath from front to back. I used a glue that dries quickly but allows for a little adjustment before it dries. And then you'll do the same on the other side of the hearse. Make sure you keep your fingers clear of glue too, so you don't get it on the roof. If you do get glue on the side, the panels will actually hide it. We actually want to glue a little on each side at a time so we can still access the tabs easily to add glue to them. I mean, if you have a fine tip, that helps, but a lot of us don't. The key to this portion really is patience and making sure that all the tabs are secure before moving on. We want all the glue to be dry so it doesn't pop up, and the edge to line up as close as possible so you really can't see the gap in the folds of the tabs. It just takes a little time. And if you're like me, I have to have a little wet towel nearby to wipe excess glue if needed. So you'll continue to glue 3 or so tabs at a time. It just depends on the type of glue you're using and how good you are at doing this. It takes me a long time, honestly. So do 2 to 3 tabs at a time on each side until you reach the back end. And then it'll be completed and ready to go on to the next step. Now we'll piece together the curtain piece that will be glued to the inside of the back door panel. Just adhere each side to the larger panel. And then we'll go ahead and glue it to the back side of the panel. So I'm just dry fitting it here so I know where to add the glue. You're going to have to add on the tops and sides very lightly, and then of course the bottom just on the sides a little bit, not in the middle. And go ahead and flip it over. Make sure you're on the back side when you do this, because you want it to show through the front, and make sure it's secure. Once the glue dries, we'll attach it to the door portion. So again, you can just go ahead and add glue to the portions where it meets the door panel, and make sure it's secure before you move on. Now first we're going to just curl it a little bit. You don't have to curve it, just a little bit over, not that much. And then we'll attach the door using the right hand side tab. Glue the outside of the tab, and it actually swings better if you attach it to the inside of the box. So align the tab fold to the right edge of the back door opening and apply pressure to secure it. You can flip the hearse over on its side to apply additional pressure. Then you can fold in the opposite tab to close the door. And next I'm just showing you how to piece together the tires, the headlights, and the skull decor that goes on the sides of the hearse. This is just a side note, but if you are using a chrome type of paper, just be aware that glue on your fingers will show on it. So try to keep your hands clean when you're piecing together anything that has a chrome or metallic paper. Now we'll piece together these side panels, and I'm showing you one side. First, we're going to take the larger gray panel, and that'll be the base of it. And we'll add the roof portion first. And then we'll attach the tires and then the thinner panels on the top of the tires. And next we'll add you can either call it the goo or the blood dripping panel on the side. I usually have the dripping large from the back to the skinny to the front. It's up to you. And then you can add that skull embellishment on the side of the hearse. And then we'll attach it to the side of the box. Now this is just out of focus. I didn't know at the time, so I do apologize. Flip it over to apply pressure, and you can use a long utensil if you want to apply pressure further into the box. And this is the second panel attaching. Make sure you do apply pressure to the wheel or tire area to make sure it is secure to the side. You can also flip it over and reach in and apply pressure from within. That is helpful to secure the panels with it fully assembled already. Then glue on the skeleton hand And there are two, but I'm only adding to one side in this example. And then the words, the optional words, it's up to you whether you want to use them, obviously. Go ahead and adhere the hood dripping piece as well, and then attach the headlights on each side of the front of the hood. Make sure you line the top edge of the light just slightly above the hood edge. Then you'll add the grille, the bumper, and the final attached headlights on the top. There's a solid grille included, but I'm showing you the one with the cutout. But I have a solid just in case you want to use something else on the front. And then attach that front bumper, and those were pop-up dots that were there already to help align where I was going to put them. And then I have little circles you can cut out for the headlights, but I chose to use rhinestones instead, but this is what it looks like. Then go ahead and add that back bumper. Glue on the back bumper. Make sure it's aligned, the top edge is aligned to the top of the bumper. And then add the lights, making sure that the top of the lights do not go above that bumper so you can open the door. And then we add that bottom panel to cover the holes where the tires were cut out of. Go ahead and just rub it to apply pressure. It just cleans it up. It is optional, but if you don't want that light to show through, it'll clean it up. And there you go. There's the haunted hearse in its completed form. Thank you for watching.